Rob Clune was introduced as the Thiel Tomcats' newest head coach on June 20th of 2012. The hiring of Clune brought the former President's Athletic Conference Coach of the Year back to the PAC after a brief absence.
I used to coach in the PAC at Bethany. I like the conference. I love the competition. I love the fact that most of the competition in the schools are pretty close to each other, so you can really develop rivalries and traditional schools, and so it really provided a great opportunity to stay in the area and coach in the PAC on the women's side.
After stepping away from coaching in 2010, Clune still kept actively involved in the game of basketball.
I have two sons who are playing in high school right now. So those years I spent helping out the high school team in Meadville. So I stayed active in coaching, also coached and helped AAU teams during the summer. So, it never gets out of your blood, and you got to stay active, especially when I have two sons who are very active in playing basketball, love to play. So I stayed active coaching high school basketball and AAU basketball for those 2 years. Thiel is located pretty close to where I live, so it gave me the opportunity to stay in the area. Like I said, I have two young sons who are in high school. We really didn't want to, move at this point. We want them to enjoy the experience of playing high school basketball with their friends that they've grown up with. It also gave me the opportunity to stay in basketball.
While at the helm of the Bison, Clune and Bethany won back-to-back PAC championships during the 2000-2001 and 2001-2002 seasons, and also advanced to the second round of the NCAA Division III tournament.
When I took over back in '95, it had come off consecutive 4 and 20 and 5 and 20 seasons. And I was also coaching women's soccer at the time too. So, the challenges were plentiful back then, and to get the group of kids that we got in during the time when we won the 2 championships, and more importantly, at that time, when I did leave, we had just recruited the Drehos brothers. And that was the hardest thing about leaving those two behind. As you guys know, what transpired afterwards and the players they became.
Now in control of the Thiel women's team, Clune is excited to build new relationships with faces he recognizes from his time spent on the men's sideline.
It's been great. I've watched them on tape. You watch them on tape and you have a sense of they're good coaches. You're really good, really prepared. I always knew that about Gina, but seeing Roseanne was a tremendous player. Possibly, I don't know if she was awarded All-American, but she definitely, from my viewpoint, was an All-American when she played. But she's very smart, very good coach, very personable. I can see the kids playing real hard for her. And I have a lot of, I guess, a lot of satisfaction seeing how they developed and seeing Rose develop into the coach that she is and the person that she is. And you can see that Gina had a great effect on her, and she's really developed into a fine young coach.
For the girls, it's been virtually a seamless transition from one coach to the next. His knowledge of the game was something that was instantly noticeable.
By far, he's probably the smartest coach I've ever played for. He has strategies when we're playing. In any situation, he knows what to do to fix the problem or figure out what we need to do next, and he's always worried about the next play.
The style here at Thiel will resemble that from his time spent in Bethany. Though transition for any team can be difficult, having 2 All-PAC talents on the roster eases that burden.
You can't ask for 2 better kids that work hard. I know it's been a tough transition. Anytime you get a new coach in, it's a new style, it's a new program. And right now, they know that they are the centerpiece of the program.
Kelly Muffley and Kelly Barzak return as the Tomcats' top 2 scorers from a year ago. While they may have been apprehensive of a coaching change going into their senior year, they quickly took notice at all their new tutor had to offer.
It starts with attitude. From the very first day, we had to have a good attitude or we'd be running. And he also makes sure to focus on a team aspect. He doesn't want anyone to be bigger than the team. He also wants us to have fun too. I never really had a lot of fun the last 3 years, but this year has been the most fun by far.
Coach Clune really works us hard every single practice, and he really wants to make sure that we all have good attitudes. He also always talks about building a foundation. We're really working towards, in the next couple years, ending up in the championship game or winning a championship.
The duo relies on their experience playing together for their cohesiveness, and now in their 4th year plan to maximize their potential with one another.
I'm always looking for Cal, and I know that she's always looking for me too. Because she's a forward, she'll draw defenders, and I'll be able to drive and kick to her, and we just work off of each other that way.
We have very good chemistry, mostly because we have played together since the beginning. We know when each other is open and when we should pass each other the ball. It's a good inside-outside game. She works hard every practice, and she's excellent at shooting, so that helps us a lot. It opens my game up a lot. Like if she's scoring, I'm scoring, because they can't double team on me, so she opens a lot for me.
In addition to having Muffley as a threat on the outside, Barzak also credits volleyball for helping the defensive side of her game.
I think volleyball helps me a lot with blocking shots. That's probably the best transition because it helps me with my timing. And then just like being in shape. Like I came into the season working out from the beginning of the summer all through volleyball season, coming into the season being in shape.
Now going to Bethany as a member of the opposition, Clune recalls fond memories from his days in green and white.
It was unique going down to the old Hummel field house. Now it's Nutting Court. It was good taking those roads. I'd always tell my kids, we'd always laugh, you know, as buses would pull up and teams get out and how was your trip? Oh, those roads. And of course it's cold, heated. My kids complained about how hot it was in the gym. I said, oh, it's great in here. You just have to hydrate a little bit more. But it was fun. It was fun seeing a lot of the old, ex-coaches, the coaches that I coached with and administrators down there. Of course, Brian Rose is a really good friend of mine. So it was fun. It was unique being there and sitting on the other side of it and coaching against in Bethany. Very proud of where they've taken the program since I left. We won the 2 championships when I left, and they've seemed to be the signature program in the conference in the last 10 years. So I'm pretty proud of that. Great how Andy has taken it to another level down there. Has done a great job. And, one sense, it's hard to go back there. Another sense, just seeing where it's come from and how it's developed into the program it is, a little bit of a sense of, pride there too.
Just like at Bethany, the future for any quality program lies in the foundation. Having 2 senior captains to help lay the groundwork simplifies that job.
What you want to do is put together the groundwork, the foundation of a program built on certain principles, and that's you want to get players and women in here who are willing to work hard, who are willing to put in the time outside of the normal season to take this program, which hasn't been in the upper tier of in the PAC, but that's the goal, is to be up in the top 4 of the conference, to maybe make a run at a conference championship ultimately in the next 4 to 5 years and be in position. But basically, instead of looking for the quick fix, but starting to bring in those quality young women with the skill academically, skill athletically are going to be the foundation of the program. Now we have 2 who are seniors, but we need to bring in 3 or 4 of those a year, and then you're going to have those 9, 10, 11, 12 players that can be the foundation of the program going forward and actually compete at the upper tier consistently in the program. And that's the ultimate goal of the program.